Hello everyone. I'm so excited to announce a new initiative that I've been wanting to launch for quite a while. We are finally starting a series of podcasts interviewing regular people in my life who have also been impacted and touched by music in so many ways. I'm hoping to have conversations with artists, my gurus, people in my life who I know personally have grown in so many ways, and music has been such a big part of their life. The whole idea of the podcast series is to bring in front of you regular people like you and I who are busy with their lives and yet have somehow been able to make music part of their life and carry music with them wherever they go, with the hope that it inspires some of you out there who might be thinking whether music is for you or not, and maybe you can get a few things out of these conversations. In this episode specifically, I have my niece. I had such a great time talking with her, and some of the topics that we touched upon are the first ever time I'm exploring with her in the conversation. We touch upon so many different aspects, like how do you make time for music in your life, what motivated her to pick up classical music in her adult age, and how she multitasks and how music has impacted her in so many ways other than just becoming a great singer, and so many things. We also do a little bit of comparing notes between Carnatic and Hindustani music. Please comment below if any of these conversations hit your chord, and if there is anything specific you would like me to explore through these podcasts. I am planning to bring on my gurus as guests and some of the other wonderful people I've had the opportunity to interact with as part of the podcast series. So please look out for that and stay tuned. Until then, hope you enjoy our conversation today. Jayvanthi, I've known you since you were 6, probably. I met you when I got engaged with your mama. Mm-hmm. Were you 5.5 or 6 or something?
Yeah, I think it was like 5.5. I was super excited to have a favorite mommy, marry my mama.
Yep.
Yeah.
I didn't know I was likable. Finally got my first fan. You were.
Yeah.
But I've known you for such a long time. I didn't even have music in my life and in this full-fledged form. Like, I was a bathroom singer. I was always interested and crazy about music, but I was not formally trained. But I always watched kids who got into classical training, and I yearned it. So I distinctly remember you were taking Carnatic classes at that time, and then discontinued, studies happened, all the things, right? And now you're a professional, working professional, living independently in the Bay Area, and you're pursuing Hindustani music.
Yep.
So tell me about that, the journey.
I would say my journey has been a lifelong one, right? But just like you, I've always been a bathroom singer, and even when I was little, my parents forced me into Carnatic, right? So I think started off with one auntie, and then my parents were like, okay, let's put her to a different teacher. But it was always something my parents were driving. So it was never something that came from within. It was like, okay, you need to go to class. So I would go to class once a week. Making me practice was a hassle for my parents. I was never one to be like, oh yeah, let me practice this, let me practice that. And so I discontinued. I think most kids, especially South Indian kids, will have experienced their parents putting them in Carnatic vocal or Bharatanatyam or something, especially in the Bay Area at some point. And most people discontinue because it's not something you want for yourself. But I think growing up, something that always connected for me so deeply was just the act of listening to music. So fun fact, I was born on January 6th and I loved A.R. Rahman. It's also his birthday. So I think I grew up falling in love with so much so many different songs and so many different compositions of his from movies, and it evoked so many different emotions in me, to where even in dark periods of my life, that was something that I could always turn to. And somehow, some way, I kind of felt like maybe I have a knack for singing. It's something that brings me joy. So I grew up, went away to Pennsylvania for college, and I was like, okay, it's never too late. Why don't I start up now? So I did. And I started with Hindustani because, I don't know, something about the way it was structured, or maybe the fact that I also didn't have much exposure to it, really intrigued me.
Interesting. Okay.
And yeah, so I was like, I have nothing to lose, right?
Yeah. It's like a fresh, clean start.
Yeah, exactly. And my intent wasn't like, oh yeah, I'm going to be some big star, not going to be like Kaushiki Chakraborty or Shubha Mudgalji or any of that. It was just, I want to learn for the art of learning and impressing myself. I think that's something big for me, is to impress myself, being like, wow, you came this far. So yeah, that's been my journey. I started there. And even after that, I think, as you were talking about being a working professional, it's hard. Yeah, like I feel like for myself, I have to kind of handle everything on my own, right? Cook for myself, clean my household, whatever. And so I have lulls.
Yeah.
But I always find my way back.
You have touched upon so many things that I want to dig
Yes.
into. One thing, two things really caught my attention. I want to dig deeper into that. And we will talk about how we are managing busy life with nurturing this music in your life right now. Though you had this exposure through parents in the early life, later in the life, you were able to discover and explore music in your own way. Maybe Rahman was the doorway, or Bollywood music. I can relate to that too.
Yeah.
Sometimes it could be like a privilege, because you are discovering your own way, and you have now, because you're an adult, you can steer it in whichever way you want, and you sort of know the runway where you're heading with this journey, and there is no external pressure or expectation for you to perform, to impress somebody. What exactly was discouraging when you started out as a child, right?
Yeah.
And this is something I see over and over again with kids I teach, kids I've seen grow up into music. Indian classical music in general is a very abstract form of music, right?
Yeah.
It's not like a Frozen Disney song that kids can relate to.
Not Taylor Swift.
It's not Taylor Swift.
Yeah.
It's not a popular genre. So in that sense, it is an abstract art form, and you understand the beauty of it as you age, as your brain matures.
Yeah.
That's how that's my interpretation of it. And yet kids sometimes naturally get it. They're able to sing, but some are like, they feel pressurized and discouraged. So this was as a teacher, that has always intrigued me. What is it that makes one kid like it more than the other? So I'm interested. What is it in your case?
I'll start off with I'm not too sure about what makes certain people like it more as a child.
Yeah, but just your experience.
In terms of maybe what drives many children away is, like you said, it's very abstract, right? It's when you go to school, you're talking about Taylor Swift and Selena Gomez and Disney Channel stars. Like, I grew up watching Hannah Montana and stuff. You're not seeing that reflected. So you're not relating to a lot of that, right? And especially when you come from a non-musical background. Neither of my parents learned Carnatic vocal. My mom maybe did Veena as a child for some time, but it's not something that my parents are even speaking about in the household, right? So it was a very abstract concept for me overall. And again, when it's like external and someone else is pushing you to do it, I think it's
almost
difficult.
like foreign, right?
Yeah,
Like,
it was learning a foreign language.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Without a social context of why you're doing this.
Exactly.
And nobody in your school thinks that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, even if they do, you don't talk about it.
We don't talk about it.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah. No, I understand that. And even the compositions in Carnatic music are so in ancient languages.
Yeah.
And when we learn music, we are not necessarily learning the meaning of it. Right?
Yeah.
Some teachers teach it, even if you learn the meaning of it, it's very devotional.
Yeah.
I mean, I understand the beauty of it now, but I can totally empathize with a 6-year-old.
Exactly like you said, as a
drama.
child, it's like some Sami Pate, right?
Yeah.
Which is, devotional music. And it's like, it's hard to relate to. Yeah.
Interesting. Your parents were not introduced to music in this sense, right? And they wanted you to get initiated. But then were they playing music, classical music at home? Were you encouraged to attend concerts? Did you have an opportunity to develop likability towards artists? Did you know any artists who sang Carnatic music?
Yeah, I think that's a great question. I think the simple answer would be no. But if I were to dive into that a little bit deeper, my dad is, a huge music lover, especially anything, right? Whether it's bhajans or super singer or Carnatic songs or whatever.
I know he's a big fan of Ilayaraja.
Oh, huge.
And Janaki.
Yes.
Yeah.
And SPB and, all of these saints, I guess, in music, right? So there's some aspects of Carnatic music when you're listening in devotional songs or bhajans and stuff. But to actual concerts and kacheris and stuff, no.
So you were not going to kacheris?
No, it was just the ones that, if my teacher would organize an annual performance or something. Just those are practice sessions for that. But, I mean, to be honest, I don't even know if my parents knew of kacheris happening in the Bay Area.
Yeah.
Because even, their friends who had kids who were in Carnatic vocal classes, they weren't taking them to kacheris. They weren't watching kacheris. So how are they supposed to know?
No, this is very very real.
Yeah.
I see that even today. It's obviously not the fault of parents, right? They also don't know. Like I'm teaching for a few years now, right? So now I'm seeing from the perspective of a teacher, and I see where's the gap now. If you're born in a musical family, your reality
is surrounded.
You are like I woke up to Suprabhatam, M.S. Subbulakshmi's Annamacharya Kirtanams. But I never went to Kacheri as a child, which is why I never got the exposure. Same thing. But when I see kids who are into it, they are constantly, like when I attend now these kacheris, I see little kids in the front row putting talam nicely and noting down all the ragas. They have a list of...
That's incredible.
Incredible.
Yeah.
And so that's when I thought, I need to inculcate that. Like I need to become a parent who can provide that to a child so that my daughter picks it up naturally, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, here in the US, this was my worry too. Like I'm now such a big Carnatic music buff, but I was worried Shambhavi will not be able to pick it up. Same reason. Like it was boring for her. I'm like, I want to listen to Frozen, and not that anything's wrong with that.
Yeah, nothing wrong.
Nothing
it's just different.
But yeah, it's just relatability, and we want to
pass down.
And like since I know the joy of it, I want her to taste it. It's like anything, right?
Yeah.
So that triggered me. Like, how can I provide that? So when she wakes up, there is no music. There's no Carnatic music happening. So I started playing, in the car, Pancharatnams, and I have a few chosen favorite artists that I constantly listen to. So she sees me watching Ranjani Gayatri, Abhishek Raghuram, T.M. Krishna, and now she's at a point where when she sees T.M. Krishna, it's like a hero coming in front of the screen. She's such a big fan now. That's when it hit me. It's a certain reality that we all grew up in, right? Yes, it's an abstract art form. Yes, it's unrelatable. But you know what? One thing that naturally people pick it up is this aspect of raga, right? Music itself is a language, right? Whether it's any genre of music. So in that sense, kids have a natural inclination to connect with a certain raga, emote in a different way, right? If as a parent you are enjoying the music, you're going to the concerts and you're getting excited if an artist is in town, and not really pressurizing to perform and recite, and that has helped. And I see many of my students as well, from no background in music. If there is a certain coaching you can give to parents as well, like take them, you have to, as a family, you have to like it. That's where I felt, I know you and many other kids, you're not, I mean, it's not your fault of yours or parents' fault as well, right? What's interesting is A.R. Rahman brought back the joy of music in you. And same with me. I mean, the fact that Rahman's music is all full of raga based is when it connected with me. Transcends.
Yeah.
So tell me about how, what aspect of it kind of moved you into a direction of, I want to learn. I mean, you could have just listened. So many people just have playlists and keep on listening. But what made you to actually make an effort to take that first step in, oh, I want to learn now? Because you were an adult by that time, or almost like it's a grown up, right?
Yeah. I mean, I think, touching on what you first said with the whole A.R. Rahman thing, I mean, that has, as long as I can remember it, has stayed with me. And I think that has a large part of it is because of relatability, right? The languages are in Tamil or Hindi or whatever, and it's something I speak at home, something I hear, so I can relate to at least understanding a little bit more.
Even the subject, right? It's about contemporary topics.
Yeah, it's about stuff you watch in the movies, right? Sadness, heartbreak, love, whatever it may be. Things you can digest a little bit more easy. So then it's like easier to get into. But I think, I don't know, randomly, kind of like your daughter, I would spend hours and hours and hours on a Friday after school or a Saturday or whatever on YouTube, just watching different concerts. Not just A.R. Rahman actually, but also Hariharan. He sings amazing ghazals.
Oh my God.
Right? Mind blowing. Like, you're just so taken aback. And I mean, to this day, I get goosebumps. And I think being a 16-year-old or 15-year-old, whatever, and experiencing those goosebumps for something that is, you know, these are recordings of things that are sung across the world and uploaded. The quality, I'm sure, has lost a little bit in the way, but the fact that it still, like, again, transcends generations, transcends emotions, transcends languages, right?
Timeless.
Yeah, is just absolutely captivating. And you're right, I could have just kept listening. But I think, I don't know, something in me was just like, I want to be able to do that. But I think it's also, I want to be able to capture the emotion that those things evoke in me through myself. I want to become the raga. I want to become the music. It's almost like meditation or whatever, and you have tons of experience with that, with meditation and yoga. It's just, it's wanting to be one with the music. And I don't know if I could put it into anything else, but I think that's just such a beautiful mindset and a way to go about it. And again, being a 16-year-old, you want to learn things or impress yourself or whatever. It was years later that I started learning again, but at 16, I would definitely be like, I'm thinking about learning again, and putting together small puzzle pieces and little tidbits for myself would catch up to me years later where I would start learning again.
So when did you start learning?
So officially as an adult was, I think, my second year of college. So I went, maybe I was 18 or 19, but not very long ago.
You're still in the middle of assignments and homeworks and
finals and
okay.
whatnot. Yeah, but
So you were with roommates, right?
Yeah.
How was that? I mean, I was
it's intimidating.
Yeah.
Also, I was with people who are not South Asian, not Indian, could not even understand what I'm doing. I was also in Pennsylvania, so I think you can imagine how different and diverse the population must be there. So, yeah, I mean, I would just be like, hey, I'm taking vocal lessons. You will probably hear me. Thankfully, I think by the time I started, I was out of the dorm, so I had my own room upstairs in this place that I was staying.
Did you get a feeling of being bothered or
them?
Sorry, yeah. Did you get a feeling of like you're disturbing them or any negative?
Yes.
Oh, you did. Okay.
And I think
I don't think we ever discussed this.
No, I don't think we have actually. I mean, there will always be some roommate disagreements or
some friction. Right?
Yeah, exactly. And being of something that you cannot relate to, being a completely different race, they're like, who is this person who is singing like the top of her lungs?
And especially, I can think like you're starting out without any vocal tuning.
Yeah.
For so many years, you haven't sung.
Yeah.
And so obviously you're not going to be tuneful right away.
Yeah.
And so it's going to be so embarrassing.
Yeah, I mean,
right? Like
myself, I think psychologically, I would make myself sound quieter. So that they would not need to hear me as much as possible through the vents or down the stairs where they're in the kitchen or something, or they would have friends over and stuff. I'm like, I don't want the entire world to hear me singing, especially when, maybe I can sing Sapasa from the get-go. I think I was always able to do that in tune, but you're learning a new rag. It's like you're learning flat notes and sharp notes and stuff. It's not easy to pick up. And then at that point, you're like, I'm going to quiet myself down for others. And looking back at it, though, I'm like, what a stupid thought.
No,
but
it is.
It's the reality. I mean, I still have moments of that.
I mean, the fact that you were putting out you need to be vulnerable. To be able to, call it out. Okay, I'm taking vocal lessons. And I'm going to be practicing, and you're setting an expectation. That's a really, impressive. I don't know if I would have been able to do it. But why I'm saying is because I see, there are adult beginners who come to me, learn. I always insist on consistent practice. It doesn't have to be hours of practice, but every day, just at least spend a few minutes with the music. But adults, things happen. Life comes in the way all the time, and they're on vacation, and they are in somebody else's place. Not many people are able to acknowledge that. They don't even share like, oh, I'm learning music right now, and I'm going to be practicing. Maybe 30 minutes I'll be by myself and practicing. It just doesn't even occur to them. So it's you have to be so motivated. I like that you said vulnerable. I personally think music is vulnerability. You have to pour yourself into it. You have to put your emotions into it. You have to put everything into it, even if it's for 10 minutes, to just sit there and be one with the music, right? But kind of going to what you said, people struggle when they're on vacation or whatever. To this day, I choose not to sing when I'm traveling for work and I'm in a hotel because there's quiet hours and it's difficult. I mean, I think as an adult, but it's also nice that I've grown into this point in life where even if I don't live with someone, I tell my friends, I'm like, I learn Indian classical music, or if they are Indian and they know what it is, I'll tell them I learn Hindustani and I'll tell them what my goals are with it. And it's nice that I'm able to not be ashamed of it, I guess. Yeah. I think once you taste the sweetness that is truly internal, And it's not associated with anything external. What am I going to get out of it? Am I winning any awards or performing here and there and getting applauses? You will have that self, like intrinsic motivation, I think, right? That's how I'm able to relate to. I mean, I started my journey literally 1 year before Shambhavi was born, right? And you can imagine, new mom, life is chaotic.
Yeah.
But I use my commute time. I used to commute 1.5 hour one way to work, and that was my practice time. And I used to. Have you considered practicing in the showers?
I do it every day.
Okay, that's
Yeah.
You're my kind of girl.
It's nice because you have hot water and steam to open up your throat and your voice. I think I sing the best when I'm in the shower, and I wish other people could hear me when I'm singing in the shower, because it just somehow when I'm alone in the shower and it's a little darker, my pitch is perfect, everything's perfect.
So you turn on the Shruti and just go to the shower?
Sometimes even I'm at a point where I can hear the Shruti in my head almost. So I just have to sing Sa, and somehow in the shower it works out. If I'm outside of the shower, it's don't ask me about that. But
you know why?
Why?
There is a sense of, so you're by yourself, right? You're not feeling judged. When you're showering, it's just calm, and it's not even just in the music. Some of the biggest ideas, greatest ideas come in from the bathroom.
Very true. Very true. Yeah.
It's like that diffuse mode of the brain when you just let go in sudden way. I don't know how to explain.
We were talking about the parasympathetic nervous system earlier.
Yeah.
It gets activated.
Yeah, that's exactly.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that's
a whole other conversation.
Okay, let's not do that for this episode. I have so much to talk about what music does to your nervous system. So many benefits you get out of, which is not even close to becoming a better singer. Of course, you're gonna have a sweeter voice. You're gonna sing way better.
Yeah,
that's the least of the side effects, I think. Have you noticed any benefits?
Yeah.
I mean, other than just, of course, you have a beautiful, tuneful voice. I would love for you to sing something in this podcast.
Yeah.
But I'll let you speak about some of the benefits you've seen.
I mean, I think I'm probably the most focused when I'm singing. I try to be off of everything except my tanpura and maybe whatever I'm singing if I have notes or something. I think mentally, just my attention span has grown. I think currently with TikTok and stuff, I rotted my own brain with the doom scrolling, and music helps me kind of undo some of that. I also think that just physically, and we've talked about this, but my breath, and like even if I'm going on a run, I'm not so breathless anymore. I think those are probably the two biggest things.
The lung capacity just improves.
Yeah, your lung capacity increases, like you said. And I think also just like mentally, I feel so much more inspired in all areas of life, not just music, when I did. So I've taken breaks in music because, again, being an adult, it's difficult. And I've been transitioning in the last 5 years from undergrad to, some other courses to switching a career path.
Into medical, and you're a software professional.
Yeah.
So that is such a big jump.
Huge
you have
change.
To be bold to be able to make that decision. I wonder if, I relate to a lot of these things coming from a career of, as an engineer.
Yeah.
I've had such ups and downs in the past 10 years. I'm curious, in my experience, music has had a big role to play in how I've performed as an engineer at workplace. I'm curious if you had any of such connections.
I'm also curious if music in a way helped me be bold enough to make a career change, right? I was actually recently talking about this with someone else a couple weeks ago. I have periods where I have to take breaks, just, layoffs happen, changes happen, whatever. But I find it that whenever I restart, like just being fully immersed in music, it influences the way I work. Sometimes I'm dispassionate in my work.
Yeah.
I'll be like, oh, I'm not that much of a fan, or oh, I don't have ideas, or whatever. They're just different. And I think everyone in life has probably experienced, no matter what career you're in, just moments where you're feeling uninspired in whatever you're doing. And somehow music always brings some sort of inspiration, and the next day at work I will be like, I could do this, I could do that. I will go to my manager and be like, I have this idea. And also, weirdly, if my manager is like, maybe we're not going to do that, we'll pivot to a different path. I'm not discouraged.
And that's okay.
Yeah, and that's fine, because I was like, it's the feeling of feeling alive.
And also the agility of your brain, right? It's okay.
Yeah.
The change is fine.
Yeah.
That sort of a thing. And I had the same thing. Like I would look forward to Mondays.
Yeah.
Like Friday, I'm like exhausted. All the assignments done.
Yeah. Class day is the best day of the week. Class day is the best day of the week.
Yeah. And Saturday, Sundays are full of practice, music. And then I'm finally looking forward to Monday. I think my interpretation of why, I've thought about this a lot. Why am I even, it's just weird. Like Monday blues, it's a real thing, right? But why am I so looking forward to work? And in a good way, I was like intrigued. I think it's, music is like activates the left side of the brain, I guess. It's more artistic,
something like that.
Creativity.
Yeah.
And engineering work is very logical and right side. And so maybe it's a balance. There's a balance. There's some neural pathways which get activated. New connections build, which overall builds this agility and new possibilities that you can do and think in a different way.
Yeah,
I don't know. I'm so fascinated.
I could talk about this for hours. I think as adults, so many people, and even as a child, I've said this, is that I'm not creative, right? If you ask me to draw something...
Now you are with music.
Exactly. But if you ask me to draw something, it wouldn't look good. Or if you ask me to make up a story, like, I wouldn't be able to tell you in a cohesive manner, right? But as you get introduced into music and you're immersed in that, now I'm like, I didn't even know I was creative. And that's like such a nice feeling of just like, in Hindustani music, you create tans, right? From the get-go. My teacher has always been like, you're creating your own tans. And you're just doing it as you're singing. Like, even if it's a performance, you're doing it on the spot.
On the spot.
There's no rehearsing. You could change at the moment. And it's intimidating. I'm not going to lie. But it's also so creative. And it opens up activates so many different parts of your brain.
Right. Yeah. And you have to stay in the moment. There is nobody telling you, focus on the breath, focus in the moment.
You don't even hear the tabla or the tanpura in that moment. You just have to be there, and then when you figure out you're going to end, then you come back and then you listen to where the tabla is to be like, okay, I guess I'll go a couple more notes and then we end, right? But most of it, you're completely in the zone. You're just with yourself.
Yeah. No, it's beautiful. That makes me want to hear you. We should probably exchange notes on Carnatic music and Hindustani.
Yeah.
What's your favorite raga?
I think we'll go off with the first raga I learned was Yaman.
Yaman. Oh, beautiful. I think it's the most popular rag for any Bollywood song.
Yeah.
So Yaman has both the mas or just the Tivrama?
Just the Tivrama. So
okay. So then it's pretty much Kalyani of Carnatic music.
Yeah.
We should do some notes exchange.
We should.
So let's G sharp?
Yours? Yeah, G sharp.
Good. So what's the aro abro of Yaman?
I'll sing the aro and then why don't you sing the aro so we can immediately do a little comparison?
Yeah, sure.
Yeah?
So I'll do the Arohanam and Avrohanam.
Yeah, sure.
Everything is in Carnatic.
Yeah, everything loses the in Hindustani. Yeah.
We ummify everything. Sa re ga ma pa da ni sa ni da pa ma ga re sa.
Beautiful. So you have all the notes.
All the notes. So it's a Sampurna Raga, which we call. Sampurna means complete. So all the 7 notes going up, going down. It's a major raga. I mean, it's a,
Yeah. Okay.
So that's not how it is in...
No, actually.
Oh, okay.
So in the Aroch, you will see when I sing, Ni to Sa is not allowed. So when you're singing the Aro, it's directly the lower Ni to Re. So then you have Re Ga Ma and then directly to Dha Ni Sa. Hi. Yeah. Sa Ne Re Ga Ne Re Ga Ma Dha Ni Sa Sa Ni Dha Pa Ma Ga Re Sa.
Wow. So different, right?
Yeah.
Ne re ga. Actually, yeah, we do use some of the ni re phrase, like usage of ni re.
So common phrases in Yaman, Ni Re Sa, and then Pa to Re.
Pa re. Sing that. Ne re.
Ne Re Sa Ni Dha Ni Re Ga Re Ga Re Ma Ga Re Ni Re Sa Ni Re Ga Ga Ma Ga Pa Ma Pa Pa Re Ni Re Sa.
Very, very.
My guru sings the Pa Re much better. My gamaks are not where I would like for them to be, but yeah.
So soft. The texture of Hindustani is
Yeah. That's actually something that really intrigued me before is the soft nature.
Yeah. Kalyani is very different.
Yeah.
A lot of Kampita Gamakam we have. It's called Kampitam. It's a big wave, almost boomeranging from one swara to another. A big difference is the Ma. Ma Dha is your thing, right? Ma Sa Re Ga Ma Pa Ma Pa Ma Pa. You never sing Ma. Very rarely. When you're jumping from Ma to Dha, Ma Da is fine. But
you can still do Ma Pa Dha, right?
You have to. Most of the time it's Ma Pa Da. Ma, and it's always anchors to Pa. Ma is the dominant note for Ma. So it's like Ma Pa Da Ni. Same thing for Ni. Ni. We never sing Ni. I mean, as an exception to show a contrast, some singers do a beautiful transition of that, but most of the time it's Sa Ni Da pa sundarini divya roopa. That is a song.
It's so interesting how, especially for this raga, but in Carnatic you have a lot more kalpita gamkam. Is that what you call it?
Kampita.
Kampita gamkam.
Kampita gamkam.
I haven't heard of that. So
Yeah.
but we have a lot more
Kasra.
meaned.
Mead.
So
okay.
ni re ga ma dha ni sa sa ni dha pa ma ga re sa.
It's called meaned or mead?
Meaned.
Meaned. So it's a glide. I think
There's also a lower, you can also do the lower to higher, but higher to lower.
Yeah. I think we do have that for, it's called a Jaru Gamakam, I think, if I'm not wrong. But very rare. Most common, the thing that makes a song feel Carnatic is that Kampita Gamakam.
Yeah.
So, Sari Gama Pada Ni Sa. So that Ni is almost at Sa. Ni Sa.
Yeah.
Sa Ni Da Pa Ma Ga Ma. You have to have that
Yeah.
oscillation.
Ma. Yeah, it's so different.
Yeah. Even for the simple compositions, if you sing with the Gamakam, it sounds so much prettier in Carnatic music. But when you sing it in a pure thing, it's pure notes, it loses that.
Maybe that's why I wasn't so fascinated as a child, right? Because when I was learning as a child, I wasn't taught with all the gamakams.
See, that's
Even
opens
for
up
the-
another Pandora box for me.
Yeah, I mean, even for the Geetams, I actually don't even remember if I learned Akaram
Okay, so that's
as a child.
interesting.
Now, obviously, Hindustani places so much emphasis on Akar. Again, we lose the there, but
Akar.
yeah. But as a child, I never learned gamakams. I never.
That is unfortunate.
Yeah.
I was really lucky to have. Music came to me very late in my life, and I thought I was very unlucky, unfortunate. But my teachers were really good. So you were mentioning about the teaching style. Actually, we should talk about
Yeah, we should.
that the methodology of teaching. You were mentioning rags are introduced early on, and you're exploring rag in a big way. That happened with me from Geetams itself. So when I was learning Kalyani Geetam, my sir would make me sing alap. Not like I wouldn't be capable of generating those alap swaras. He will give me. So he's like, just sing whatever I'm singing. So he'll give me simple phrases, and I will do that. I will recreate that, right?
That's so nice.
And my other guru, like they both of them, they introduced Gamakam at a very early age in the musical journey, I mean to say. So even Sarli Varse, we learnt with Gamakams. So for example, of course, Maya Malagola, which is Bhairav, right? In Hindustani.
Right?
Sare ga ma pa da ni sa sa ni da pa ma ga re sa. So yeah, if you are in a very beginner stage, we don't do gamakams. But as soon as we hit Geetam, right? Malahari is the first Geetam, Sri Garanada. That is without gamakam. The raga itself is devoid of any gamakas, which is why it's a good beginner Geetam.
First Geetam.
But right after that, we go to Varavina, for example.
Yeah.
Varavina is a Mohanam, Bhupali, right?
Yeah. Varavina is my favorite Geetam.
Ah.
It's the one that I really remember. But I didn't learn it with Gamakam.
Yeah. So we learn without the Gamakam. Sa ri ga pa da sa sa da pa ga ri sa. This is without Gamakam.
Yeah.
But when I learned, it was with the Gamakam. Sa ri ga pada sa sada pagari sa varavina. So the jante itself has a gamakam. It's called Spuritam. The gamakam name is Spurita gamakam, which is technically you touch the previous note and come back to ga ga. So gariga varavina mridu pani vanaruhalochana rani suruchira bambaraveni suranuta kalyani suranuta ga ga da pa, that's a swaram, but ga ga sa da pa suranuta kalyani. That's how I learned. So it was so pretty.
I'm mesmerized right now.
It's so hard, of course, when you are learning. I mean, it's very eye-opening to know how you are teaching learning experience.
I think as a child, I don't know if it would have been different if I learned from the same person Carnatic as an adult. But I mean, at least as a child, I was just taught the straight swaras, sahityam, just the straight way, exactly to match the swaras.
Interesting.
Or the swaram.
In fact, there are ragas in Carnatic music where you must sing it with gamakams.
Yeah.
So, Varavina you can still get by. No, if you don't add any embellishments, you will still sound Mohanam. Okay. But ragas like Todi or Bhairavi, I was talking about it.
Yeah.
It's sa ga re ga ma pa da ni sa ni da pa ma ga re sa. It's Bhairavi.
Yeah.
But if you sing sa ga re ga ma pa da ni sa ni da pa ma ga re sa, it's very
so plain.
The emotion is lost, right?
Yeah.
So there is a Geetam in Bhairavi. I've heard kids sing without gamakam.
It's just flat.
It is, I don't know what to say. I couldn't even recognize it's a Geetam they are singing in Bhairavi.
I'm sure I must have learned it, and I'm sure if you heard me back then, you would have had the same reaction.
Yeah, so it's important to introduce gamakams early on, because
I agree.
Carnatic music, the essence of it is in gamakam itself.
I really liked how you said that your gurus helped you explore each raga, right? That's something I find so fascinating as I'm doing in Hindustani music. My guru, I love her. She meets me with the same fascination that I meet her with.
Lovely.
I'll come to class, like even last class I was like, once we went back to Yaman now, so I was like, once we're done doing a little bit of this revision, I have a list of rags that I want to learn next, and let's go through it. And she was like, yes, definitely. And she'll be like, listen to this person, like listen to that. I don't know how to explain it, but it's that fascination, the energy that meets. But then also she'll tell me like, try this gamak, and gamak has always been something, it's a little bit harder for my voice to break into. Like gamaks go so fast that maybe I'll sing an extra swat or something, and she's always helping me.
Okay, yeah, I want to touch upon that gamak aspect. I'm really interested in how it works in Hindustani.
Yeah.
But you touched upon this excitement from the teacher, right? That energy, that is so relatable to me. My gurus have the same thing. Like, I would listen to some random raga I don't even know about, and then I'll go to my sir and say, I heard this song, what is this? This is Bhairavi, or this is Hindu Bhairavi. I'll teach you this song.
Yeah.
And then that's how I learned.
Something that's very relatable is watching different shows, right? So you know Bandish Bandits. You actually put me onto the show first.
Yeah, I love this.
In season 2, there's a song they auditioned with, Bandish, called Nirmohiya, sung in Yaman. I sent it to my teacher a few classes ago. We haven't learned it yet, but I sent it to her and I was like, can we learn this? And she was like, yes, of course.
Wow.
Stuff like that. It's just so... You see it on like mainstream television, or maybe it's not super mainstream, but you see it on television and you're like, wow.
See, that's an advantage as an adult if you learn, right?
Yeah.
You already have a canvas with you, like a repertoire of listening to music. You have already some taste, and you can reach out to your teacher and ask, can I learn this? Can I learn that? Right?
Yeah.
I think kids, it's probably
I think it's
responsibility
like
of a teacher and a parent.
I think it's like a grass is greener on the other side type of thing.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like, so the point I'm trying to make is, and I keep hearing, as a child, it's so easy to learn, which is why kids are pushed into learning an abstract art form like Carnatic music or classical. Even if you talk to North Indians who learn Hindustani music, I'm sure, I mean, I was listening to Shreya Ghoshal's interview, and she was forced into riyaz and hours of riyaz.
Even Kaushiki ji, like so much riyaz every single. There's videos on YouTube of her and her dad. Her dad just doing like do this palta again.
Right? Like it gets exhausting and boring and without a purpose, right? So which is why it makes sense as a child, even if you don't know the purpose of it, you can't relate to it. Your brain is just like a sponge, empty canvas. You can paint it with any color, right? They just absorb. I see that with my daughter. She learned the entire Pancharatnam, the Sri Ragam Pancharatnam, within like 2 months. I took probably 1 year to memorize and everything, right? So that's there, given. But that doesn't mean adults can't learn at all, right?
Yeah.
It's like, think about how much we have to learn and unlearn at workplace. If it's driven by an external factor, if our team wants us to learn some tools and technologies, you have to learn.
Yeah.
You can't say, oh, I have an adult brain and can't learn.
Can't do it anymore.
Hire a 7-year-old.
Yeah.
It's not, right? So obviously we are capable of learning, but it's just that we learn differently, right? So like this, you build curiosity of liking, and you're listening to these things. I think we have we learn from associating things and from like lateral thinking,
relatability.
No, it's not like a one source, right? We have to hear Mandish Bandit, you have to listen to A.R. Rahman, sometimes multiple sources.
Yeah.
You go to a concert and you associate, and it creates some emotions that ties back to some experience in the past. Like we have so many things.
A breadth of experiences and emotions.
That can be an advantage. I mean, that as the people say that as if it's a disadvantage. Our brains are filled with things and we can't put in new things. That's wrong.
Yeah.
We have filled brains, but you can use it to your advantage. I wish many adults are able to see this. And what is saddening is a lot of adults feel like, oh, it's too late. What am I going to do now?
It's so sad when I hear people say that.
Yeah, and especially like adult professionals in my age, it's at least you are still young, unmarried. You have like future is that's still a long way to go, right? So you still have avenues to build your dream. For someone who is married, have children, have responsibilities, have blah 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 blah, their life is set. They're like, what am I going to do learning now? The immediate outcome they expect is, I'm not going to perform. Like, what's the point of me putting out there learning? But like we spoke so deep into the subject, there's so much going into the process of learning, right?
Yeah.
You're having a joy of being one with the music. There's meditation, there's awareness, mindfulness built into it, and at the same time your mental clarity is enhanced, attention span, you're so much capable at workplace, and these are not fluff, right? It's like real stuff happening. And I genuinely think people should see those benefits and want to learn music for those sake. You of course going to become a better singer eventually, but that shouldn't be your end goal.
Yeah.
Right? It's so nice to have had this conversation with you. It's truly validating.
Yeah.
Because I've always thought these were all my experiences. But I mean, this is the first time we are talking so much in depth.
Yeah. I think going off of like everything you were saying, in your perspective, it may be like these women who are married, have children, or children have a house, are also working. For me, I come from the perspective of being in my young mid-20s, but having no one to relate to, not friends, not family, other than you. And I think I want to also reach people who are like me, like born and raised in the US and come back to find music. It's nice to tell my friends like I listen, but even if I do have a performance, or even if I want to talk about it so deeply on a spiritual level or an intellectual level, I think it's important for people to grasp onto that. So,
yeah. I mean, we could keep going on. This
yeah,
is a vast subject.
Yeah, but I loved talking about this.
Yeah. As a closing note, do you have any thoughts on, like, our viewers are mostly adults who are trying to either learn by themselves, or they have a guru and they're learning and they're just curious about getting deeper into these things, mostly, self-taught and just passion for music. And some of them are even like kind of borderline, should I start learning music, or should I just peek through the window and just see that from outside? What message do you have for people who are kind of on the edge? They are busy, they have 100 million reasons to find it difficult, but there's something in them, they still are, longing for the music. What is it, something that can inspire them to take that first step and start learning?
Yeah, I love that. I think I was on the edge myself when I restarted my journey. Same mindset of like, I'm in college, I'm going to pursue a career. Why do I need to do this now? Like, what am I getting out of it? But I think it's important to just go back and remember that's almost like self-care. If you're going to do a face mask, or if you're going to have a skincare routine, or you're going to have TV time, whatever you do for your me time and your self-care, it's exactly like that. So if you find joy in music, you find joy in listening, just try it. You lose absolutely nothing. And I personally think nobody is a bad singer. I think you just need to really connect with the music and everything will come on its own. So if you want to do self-care for yourself and you want to have me time, music is a great avenue to do it.
Yeah, self-care.
Yeah.
Wow. Yeah, I mean, it's the least expensive self-care.
Yeah.
And most lasting.
You can take it with you anywhere.
Yeah. Music as a life companion.
Yes.
Beautiful. You just touched my tagline.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.